Learn to put yourself in others' shoes, to empathize with them, and both you and they will be transformed. When you bring happiness and joy to others, your own heart will naturally be joyful and content. This feeling of happiness does not rely on external conditions to arise. Others will naturally return your happiness and joy, and things that bring you happiness and joy will naturally come to pass. It's incredible when your ego dissolves, and when you decide to embark on the path of dissolving the ego, you become increasingly considerate, increasingly delicate, increasingly compassionate, and increasingly able to empathize with the sufferings of others. When someone tells you about their suffering, you will no longer respond with your own tales of hardship. Instead, you will see only their suffering. You will enter into their experience of suffering, become one with it, and your heart will be filled with the wisdom to help resolve their problems. But we ordinary people are not like this. When your friend or family member tells you they're struggling, you might respond, "You really can't handle pressure, can you? I'm suffering too. My job is just as hard, if not harder, and busier than you are. Why are you always complaining?" And when they're sick, you might say, "Go see a doctor. Why haven't you gone already?" This is your ego speaking. This is the unkind, selfish heart. Their physical condition has been different from yours since birth. Your body is naturally stronger. They get sick often. You exercise every day, doing workouts or yoga, whereas they do not. Or perhaps your job is easier and theirs is more stressful. Or perhaps their temperament is simply different from yours. They get anxious easily, while you are relaxed and easygoing. How can you judge them by your standards? This is your ego at work. Do you think you're bringing happiness to others? Do you think you're bringing them joy? You need to reflect to see the existence of the ego. Without reflection, you'll always believe you're blameless. The ego is life's biggest and indeed only problem. It attracts karmic consequences to you. If you don't empathize with others, they don't empathize with you. Strangely, the workings of fate in the universe are just so. You will encounter people who don't empathize with you. When you meet such people, ask yourself, do I empathize with others? Don't just offer lip service. If your heart holds no genuine empathy, you're merely practicing Carnegie-style public speaking, flattering words but empty inside, lacking sincerity, just smooth talk. People often say, "I love you so much. I know how hard you're working, darling." But true empathy means entering the other person's world. You might be hardworking, but your child is lazy. That's simply their nature. You truly can't use your industriousness to pressure their laziness. You need to understand and accept that they are just that lazy. Getting them to act is genuinely difficult. They can't control themselves. They feel helpless and don't want to be that way, but they can't help it. Perhaps you used to be like that yourself, or when you were a child, you were the same, but you changed because of life circumstances, because of occasional stimuli that help you break old habits. Your child's laziness may be because they haven't yet faced such hardship, or because the circumstances to motivate them to change haven't come out yet. Can you empathize? It's like when you see your child drop food all over the table during meals and start scolding them. How can you be like this? Look how clean your dad and mom eat. Why can't you learn? I've told you so many times. Why are you still sloppy? Have you thought about your own age and experience? You've eaten for 40 years. They've eaten for only 7 or 8. Do you really have empathy? This is called reflection. So to bring your happiness and joy to others, you must enter their world. Forget your own world, forget your own thought patterns, and make every effort to accommodate their habits, even if they differ from yours. You might say to me, you can see into others' hearts, so you can understand their suffering. But that's not it. It's about truly putting yourself in others' shoes and empathizing, rather than judging them with your own heart. This is the path to transcend karma and dissolve the ego. Only then will you gain real ability, truly bringing happiness and joy to others. Only then will you be able to educate your children effectively. Otherwise, your attempts at education will be a failure, creating children starved of love, who might even turn to crime. Let me tell you, children who lack love are the ones who might go astray. Children who feel deeply loved will never turn bad. But how do you ensure they feel loved? It's by giving them the love they truly need, not the love you think they should accept or the love they don't recognize as love. Children who experience this disconnect may become rebellious or troubled teens. So, to bring happiness to others, start with those closest to you. If your child is careless, how do you deal with it? Do you simply scold them? How can you be so clumsy? How can you be so careless? Look at how meticulous your dad and mom are. How did we end up with a child like you? Is it bad feng shui in the house, or are our ancestors to blame? Is that love? Is that bringing happiness? If you can let go of your own thoughts and enter their world, experiencing their carelessness without turning it into a source of frustration for them, you will gain the wisdom of skillful means, that inexhaustible connected wisdom. Then, as a parent, you will naturally know how to communicate with your child. For example, a father might reflect on his own past foolishness. One night, after playing ball at school, I came home and told my mother, "Mom, my bike got stolen. I couldn't find it." And my mom said, "Didn't you ride the bike to school to play ball?" "Oh, right." So, in the middle of the night, I snuck back to school and rode the bike back home. That is something I did in elementary school. When kids hear this, they'll think, "Dad, you're so silly." Yes, I was silly, but I kept working to change myself, to not let myself to repeat. Now, my foolishness was lessened a lot, and now I will tell you how I changed. This is how we should guide children, with compassionate love and boundless empathy, because we hope for their happiness, not their frustration. The child's heart will open, learning from our stories. This is true wisdom and empathy that bring happiness to others. This is love. This is where education must begin. You must cut out the cancer of the ego to truly educate. Indulgence is useless, and discipline rooted in ego and control is also ineffective. You must lead by example, and this applies to friends as well. When you see a friend in pain because of a breakup, some people's ego is so strong that they comfort them by saying, "I told you that person was no good, you didn't listen, and now look what happened." Well, what can you do? Suicide isn't going to solve anything. That is not true love. True love would be to say, "Go ahead and cry it out. Everything will pass." I think the most beautiful thing is the experience we gain in life. I was abandoned 9 times. I attempted suicide 3 times, and I'm still here. You're stronger than I am, and I admire you. It's okay. Things will pass. I'll cry with you.